Sports have the power to transform lives. I know because they transformed mine. My name is Brandon Steiner. As a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I used to dream about making it big as a professional athlete. Years later, I would create a sports collectibles and marketing empire based solely on the love of the game. I've done business with or met just about every sports icon around, and I've enjoyed the spoils of success. But now, I'm paying it forward with the help of some champions I've met along the way. Join me as I explore the remarkable humanitarian power of sports on The Hookup. Welcome to The Hookup, presented by I Love New York. I'm Brandon Steiner. Brooklyn, New York City is seriously hot. Real estate prices are going through the roof. Even the name Brooklyn is red hot. Trust me, it wasn't always like this. Take the trendy neighborhood of Park Slope, for example. 40, 50 years ago, Park Slope was just like every other neighborhood in Brooklyn that was filled to the brim with addicts, the homeless, and the working poor. Nowadays, you could stroll down Fifth Avenue and find a restaurant for every taste. There's vegan, gluten-free, and every ethnic food you can imagine. There's no need to go hungry in Park Slope, and yet still, some do. Thankfully, there's one place close by that's been helping people in need since 1971. The days before people were paying millions for a Brooklyn brownstone. Community Help in Park Slope, or CHiPS, is a soup kitchen that provides breakfast and lunch for anyone who wants it. They also house pregnant women who are homeless. For over 45 years, they've been their brothers and sisters' keeper. And even though the neighborhood has changed over the years, they're just as necessary as ever. You know, when I think of Park Slope, I think of wealthy people, rich people. Are you feeding rich people?
No, just the opposite. People come to eat here from all over. We're fortunate that we're in Park Slope, where there's a lot of generous people that help to keep the place open and running. But no, we really are feeding and helping the street homeless. There's people that live on the street right around the corner, right next to that gas station. You'll see a big white wall, a concrete wall, and you can come by any time, day or night, and there's about 8 people that live against that wall. Wow. So Park Slope might be a very rich community, but it still has its share of very poor people.
How many people are you helping a day?
So in our soup kitchen, we feed now, 6 days a week, about 250 people.
Wow.
250 people a day, 6 days a week. We have 120 volunteers that help us do that. We only have a staff of 4 to 5.
Is it hard to keep up with all the demand, and do you turn people away?
There's nobody that comes here looking for food and we say, oh, we ran out. We're really, really fortunate to be in this neighborhood because we've been here 40 years. So people know us, so there's a lot of awareness that we've been creating lately because naturally the demand is growing.
250 meals a day, it's 1,500 meals a week. It's a lot of food. How do people out there help?
We need people to help us in every aspect. Like I said, we only have 4 to 5 staff, so we need people to help us in the soup kitchens. So our volunteers come in all shapes and sizes.
Volunteers of all shapes and sizes. I think I may know the perfect person for today's hookup. At 7 feet tall, Brook Lopez is a giant among men. The Brooklyn Nets star is also a man with a giant heart. When I told him about my plan to hook up CHiPS, he was all in. The first thing we had to do was feed the hungry, and with the help of Papa John's and Baked in Brooklyn, we were about to provide an especially delicious lunch. And since Mitchell and Ness are so generous, we even had goodie bags to give out.
So there we go, large.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
There you go, no problem.
Appreciate it, man.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much.
They donated over 100 gift bags filled with Nets team gear, including sweatpants, knit hats, tanks, and t-shirts. Anyone coming through would leave well-fed and in style.
I'm happy. Wow, Brook Lopez. Cool. Have a nice day.
It's pretty sweet. I would say.
CHiPS is the best. When someone's hungry, and someone needs to eat, and someone needs some clothing on their back, CHiPS is always here. They're beautiful people. They treat you with respect, and it's cool over here. It's really nice here.
He's doing something real good for the community. I was hit by a car, and I suffered real massive injuries. And if it wasn't because of them, I don't know what I would have done, you know? I would have probably been in somewhere dead. Who knows? They helped me out. They helped me out with food. clothing, you know, and it helps a lot.
We all had a great time, especially because Brook is one of the nicest, funniest, most down-to-earth people I've ever met.
Pleasure's all mine.
All right.
Here we are.
Welcome to Brooklyn.
Thank you. Thank you.
After everyone was fed, it was time to introduce our last partner on this hookup, Phil Van Horn of Blue Rock Energy. Phil did not come empty-handed.
What I have here on behalf of Blue Rock Energy and our employees, and as a longtime sponsor of the Nets, and hearing about the great work that you and your staff are doing here, Denise, I'm happy to present this check on behalf of Blue Rock and the employees for $5,000.
When a company like yours donates $5,000 to CHiPS, I mean, it goes a long way. So thank you. I mean, I thought it was very generous. We just really wanted you on board to help, and you went above and beyond. Thank you.
Well, we're happy to do that, and just to see the look on the people's faces today as the guests came in, how happy they were just to be part of something like this, and it reflects so well on the staff here at CHiPS at what they've done to build a rapport with the community and being able to pull off something like this today.
Well, we have one other hookup. We heard you guys needed some computers.
Desperately.
So, well, some of the employees at Steiner really scraped together and actually came up with 3 wonderful, beautiful new computers. So we know you need these. Brook did not come empty-handed. You know I'm a Brooklyn guy, so I love my Nets. So we're very grateful I'm a Brooklyn guy. So hopefully we're going to get together. We're going to see all of you for all your hard work. We'll see you at a net game.
Oh, we would
And
love
hopefully you can get computers. And hopefully this donation from Blue Rock Energy is going to help you with some supplies as well. So thank you guys. Please keep up the good work.
Thank you.
I think we did some good here. What'd you think of the hookup today? What'd you think of Brook?
Fantastic. It was really, I think it touched a lot of people to be able to get that close to somebody that was that warm and genuine and have that exchange. It was fabulous.
There's so many things a place like this could need, and obviously you could drop off food, bake cookies. There's so many ways you could probably help volunteer. But tell me the one thing that would really make a difference here for you, for the viewers out there that are watching.
The biggest need that we have is money to keep it going. We don't have any funding, we don't have any government grants, there's no revenue source. We need money. We need money to buy the things that we need to feed those 250 people a day.
Like the $5,000 check from Blue Rock goes a long way.
$5,000 goes a very long way.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to come in today. It's just a blessing to be able to help, and it's a blessing all the good work you're doing. Please keep it up. We will be back.
Yes, no, I have to say thank you. This, for us, I mean, we don't get that much, many people knocking on the door saying, we'd really like to help you and give us what your wish list is. And I had to sit back and go, wow, okay, I'll tell you exactly what we need. We need a lot of things, but it was really tremendous. We really, really appreciate it.
Hi, Brook. This has been amazing, to see these people, the smile on their faces. I mean, how did you feel the hookup went?
It was amazing. I was so thrilled to come down here to CHiPS and be a part of this event. Coming to see the volunteers, first off, just how excited they were to see a member of the Brooklyn Nets, how much pride they take in that team, having a franchise in Brooklyn, and it's an outlet for their emotions. They're excited to see someone wear Brooklyn on their chests.
So, Brook, you are representing my hometown, being a Brooklyn guy. I mean, how has Brooklyn been for you? I mean, what have you absorbed in? Did you see Brooklyn coming? Do you realize how big a city this is?
Man, it's been everything I thought it'd be and more. For the longest time, it's going to my 8th year. So for 5 years, we'd had the slideshows, the presentations where they were talking about we were making the move to Brooklyn, and they would give us the facts, how if Brooklyn were a city and not a borough, it'd be the 4th largest city in America, and all sorts of different statistics, but nothing could have ever prepared us for the pride that the people in these boroughs have.
And the attitude.
Of being Brooklynites, and the attitude as well. Just being in here in CHiPS today, all the people coming in off the street, they take pride in Brooklyn, and they expect a lot from us. They want a great, winning basketball team in Brooklyn, and they want a great product on the court. So it's great to come out here, see their expectations, and see how much they really care about a team and how happy they are to have us here.
What's amazing is you're a big guy, but you got a big heart. I mean, I could see you having, joy in giving back and helping people. And it's nice to see that. But sometimes, you get disconnected when you're playing in a rigorous schedule. NBA is not easy, but it doesn't seem like you've forgotten where you come from and about the importance of giving back.
No, it is another world, and it's easy to get lost into it. I think, for a while there, before I got hurt, I think, you really start getting into it, and you really think it's everything. But, I got hurt. I had 3 surgeries on my foot, so I had time to step back, reevaluate everything. My love of basketball is as high as it's ever been, if not greater. But I see it's not everything, and there's lots of important things in my life, faith, family, friends, community that I need to be a part of and help better, as well as playing basketball on the court.
The Nets. Can you carry this team? I mean, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of focus on you. And it's a team game, but you're one of the stars. Can you carry this team? Is there a high expectation level for this year? What are you thinking?
I believe I can carry this team, and I do think there is a high expectation level. That being said, I think the highest expectations come from myself. I expect a lot of myself, and I know we have the right group of guys to follow through with my expectations. And like you said, it's a team game. And so I expect a lot from each and every guy, but I really believe that I've grown a lot through the seasons I've been here, and with the help of my teammates. We have to have each other's backs, be there for each other. That's always the philosophy I've had, defensively and offensively. Make the extra pass, be there defensively to get that block shot. That we'll be all right, and we're definitely working in the right direction.
A joy working with you today. Really, it was just great, and we did something nice, just something really nice for some people in Brooklyn that maybe, we take for granted. We're just going to go home and have dinner tonight. But for them, it's a little bit of a reach every day where they're going to get their food. And I think the work they're doing here at CHiPS is amazing.
It is, and I didn't know about this foundation down here before. It's something I'm going to have to remember and definitely come back and visit multiple times. It definitely makes you think, reevaluate your own situation, appreciate your blessings, and selfishly, I get a good feeling when I do this, and it helps me realize that basketball isn't everything, and that we definitely should be out here helping those less fortunate.
I couldn't agree with Brook more. A place like this that does so much on a shoestring budget for so many in need is a fragile thing. We can't just hope that they survive another 45 years on their own. We have to actively participate for the betterment of our community. I hope you all join in. All right, don't move. I'm coming right back with an incredible story of triumph over adversity that you don't want to miss when we return.
Did you know that you have the power to choose your energy provider? Blue Rock Energy is a premier provider of electricity and natural gas products and services. Blue Rock Energy can customize an energy reduction plan for your unique needs. Energy solutions are not one size fits all. Stop, think, switch, and save. Power up and choose Blue Rock Energy.
Welcome back to The Hookup. I'm Brandon Steiner. Viewers of the show will recall recently I took my 2 friends, Evander Holyfield and Darryl Strawberry, to Winthrop University Hospital in Long Island. We met with several patients whose lives were saved by the hospital's cutting-edge technology and dedicated staff. One of the people that we met that day had such an incredible story that I had to give him his own personal hookup. In 2002, Ricky Bruno was a 17-year-old high school kid with a scholarship to West Point. The picture of health, Ricky was on the lacrosse team, wrestling team, and was co-captain of his championship-winning football team. His future looked very bright, until one day, everything changed.
New Year's Eve morning, I woke up, and my hand was shaking violently, and I went to go stop it, still not knowing what was going on. Walked out to my couch with my 2 brothers, and Anthony were playing PlayStation or something, and said something along the lines of, I just don't feel well. And my hand started shaking again.
He came out all dazed, and he eventually had a seizure, basically right where I'm sitting on these couches. And I knew it was a seizure right away.
After a call to 911, emergency responders quickly took Ricky to the hospital. Ricky was in and out of consciousness.
I woke up in the ambulance, and then I woke up, I think in New Island Hospital.
We got up to the hospital, and when I got there, the doctors were there, and they kept picking up his arms, and he kept dropping one. They said, your son has a brain tumor. And he said, we can't treat him here. We have to transfer him, to Winthrop Hospital.
Ricky underwent emergency brain surgery. The next few days of recovery would be critical.
Woke up in the ICU, and heart monitors, everything all over me, still not knowing what was going on. Turned to my right, my father was there.
Some point during the night, he said, and this is a 17-year-old kid talking to you now. He said, Dad, if things don't work out for me, I just want to let you know I'm okay with it.
Ricky Bruno was staring death in the face.
So there was a knock on the door one afternoon, and it was a priest from my parish. And he came in, and we sat on the couch. My father was there, and we talked for a while, and he did some blessings and broke out some ointments, and he left, and I didn't think anything of it. And it was the last rites.
Ricky Bruno had accepted death, but life wasn't done with him yet. After surviving surgery, it was time to face a grim diagnosis.
On the way home, and I'll always remember this, it was right outside the Roosevelt Field Mall.
I just turned to him and said, so, son, how do you feel about, having cancer?
That was the first time that I was like, oh boy, here we go.
I'm not sure he fully realized he had cancer, and he knew he had a brain operation, and there was a problem, and something was taken out, and there was going to be therapy following up. But I don't think the C word, if you will, cancer, was ever really spoken.
As soon as he told me, I wept, wept, and by the time I was home, it was just, let's do it, let's get through it.
And then we got home, and then his dreams of going to West Point, stopped.
I was going to West Point on a scholarship to play lacrosse for them. I couldn't. They kind of took it back, which is understandable. My best friend who took me to the treatment at the time, he still went. So I stayed home and went to Nassau Community College. And fast forward up until the point where my best friend who did go to West Point graduated. I saw him graduate. I saw the vice president speak to them and tell them that they were all going to war. And I wasn't going to have my best friend go to war without me. So I made him promise me that he would help me do everything I could to fix the issue that I couldn't join up, because I had to be 5 years in remission. So we went down to Hofstra ROTC, and I explained my case. About 3 inches worth of medical waivers later, I signed up with the Army.
And he came and said, by the way, I'm an ROTC. It's like, what exactly does that mean? He goes, well, when I graduate, I'll be commissioned a second lieutenant in the Army. So I said, listen, it's not what I wanted for you, but that's what you want to do, I support you. I raised you to be a man. That's the decision you made. And, I'm fine with it.
Graduated in 2010 in May as a second lieutenant.
My heart was breaking because I knew, just watching the news, he was going to go. And then he went to Virginia, and then he went to Texas, and then he came home one weekend, and he said, I need to talk to you and Dad before I go back. And I said, okay. And he said, I'll be leaving for Afghanistan. And I cried and cried and cried for weeks, and then we flew out there.
She cried every day
and
for a year.
I felt like I cried for 10 years, you know.
I was a convoy commander of a gun truck security platoon. We provided security for the vehicles that couldn't provide for themselves. Did 12 months there. It was good days and bad days. Came home from the Army, took the Nassau County Police test in December of 2012, and got the results back about a year later. And at that point, I was in my window, my contract window, to either stay in the Army or leave. And I left the Army. I left active duty September 1st, and signed with Nassau County Police Department October 3rd. Did the academy for the last 7 months, and I'm in the 1st precinct now, and loving it.
Ricky Bruno's a hero, plain and simple. He fought his way through chemo treatments and never quit fighting. He comes home and immediately serves his community, putting his life on the line again. The man's a champion, a warrior, and there's a special place close by where champions live and warriors get honored. I invited Ricky and his family to Yankee Stadium for a hookup. They thought the free tickets and food were the hookup, but I had a few more surprises in store. It started with a tour of the stadium.
I see the back of someone talking to Mr. Steiner, and I look back over, and then finally I'm looking, and then everyone's looking at me. And I'm like, that guy looks so familiar.
When we walked into this room, Johnny Damon was standing there. I was like, oh my God, that's Johnny Damon.
And he turned around, and I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
Hey guys. Hey, what's happening? You guys doing it right?
Yeah.
Hey. Hey, yeah, I'm Johnny Damon, man. Nice to meet you guys.
Oh, man.
I told Johnny Damon about Ricky's story, and Johnny told me he wanted to meet him. It was an honor for both of them.
I can't say I've met many celebrities in my life, you know, maybe one or two in passing, but to have him looking at me and just saying, hey, what's up? Amazing, amazing.
And then your brother's here?
Brothers, this is my older brother Bobby.
Okay.
My younger brother Tommy.
All right.
My father Judge Bruno. My mother Joanne. They were inspirational rock behind me, going through everything.
You guys want to snap some pictures and
absolutely,
some fun things?
Absolutely.
After meeting Johnny, it was time to take the family out onto hallowed ground.
Walking out into the field is amazing. So I'm thinking of all the movies I've ever seen where people walk out into the field, they do the 360 when they turn around, and I went out there, and you know, the first thing I did was touch the grass, pick up a little bit of the dirt, and then just did the spin. And we walked to behind home plate, and once again I thought that's where it was going to end. Like, hey Rick, this is what we wanted to show you. I want to show you Yankees Field. And if it would have stopped there, I would have been more than happy right there. I mean, the day was perfect. Once I saw people going out and getting recognized for certain awards, I kind of look over and I'm like, hey, I think they might be doing something for me.
Please and welcome Ricky Bruno to Yankee Stadium. And here to welcome him, on behalf of the Yankees, is pitcher number 55, Brian Mitchell.
It was a pretty proud moment, not only for me as father, but I think for, his mother and his brothers, to all be there. And I couldn't help thinking myself, does it get any better to be at Yankee Stadium standing on home plate being announced? I mean, really.
This was a moment that I felt Ricky Bruno and his family really needed and rightfully deserved.
I'm always waiting for the other shoe to drop. I want to take a breath, and I want to put all of it behind me. I don't want to think about it. The first thing when I open my eyes every day, and the last thing when I go to bed at night, wondering, is it ever going to come back? Because he's so happy. It's like his dreams, he's finally reached them. And it's like every goal he's set, he's accomplished. And I want him to be happy.
It did kind of put an end to the Odyssey, if you will, in a strange way. It was the first time that I can remember him really being recognized in a way for kind of overcoming the illness and achieving what is achieved by, if you will, a third party. Through Mr. Steiner, his organization, you know, you're standing there listening to, here's Ricky, a cancer survivor, combat veteran from Afghanistan, who's now a police officer. It really just pulled it all together. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, we've arrived, we're back, you know. And not only for Rick, but like as a family, you know, we're back together again.
There's a couple days I hold on to. The 1 year, the 1 year anniversary of me finding out, you know, I was cancer free. The day I got back from Afghanistan and saw my family waiting for me. I got to march my platoon in, and I saw my family and all my friends there. And I will put that day at Yankee Stadium up there. And those are the days you're having a rough day, or you know, you're just upset, or stuff's not going your way, that I can look back and hold on to the experience that Steiner Company provided for me. So it's without a doubt one of the best experiences of my life.
I'm so glad to have a chance to give Ricky Bruno the hookup. And it's nice to know somebody like him is on the streets of Long Island keeping us safe every day. And if you know of somebody that's in need of a hookup, hit me up. Let me know. And until next time, take care.
Any man diagnosed with prostate cancer, look at all your options, do your research. My wife and I were both concerned about the side effects of surgery. I also looked at other forms of radiation. Due to the accuracy of the CyberKnife, the possibility of side effects are much less than other treatments. CyberKnife was clearly the best choice for me.
To find out if you're a candidate for CyberKnife, call 1-866-WINTHROP or visit winthrop.org.